Hello everybody and welcome back to the Monster Madness YouTube channel where we talk all things spooky. And today we are going to be taking a deep dive into Home Depot 2024 Halloween leaks. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so as you can see here, some of these pictures are some stock pictures that I came across, as well as some photos from the managers meeting that Home Depot held. I believe it was last week. Anyways, these photos were leaked to the public, and so we got plenty of insight on what Home Depot has been brewing up for the 2024 Halloween season. Starting off, a lot of you guys know that they said they were canceling the 12-foot skeleton for 2023. 2023 was supposed to be the last year you could buy the 12-foot skeleton, or so I thought. As you can see right in front of me is the 12-foot skeleton, but this is not the same version as last year. Last year was the last year to buy that version of the 12-foot skeleton. This year's version has an update with the eyes, where you can have 8 different eyes settings, I believe, different shapes, colors, just stuff like that, to change the eyes to whatever you want that you have full control over, which I think is really cool. I think they put hearts in his eyes. I think one of the modes was hearts for Valentine's Day, so maybe we'll see some other holidays in the future, which would be really cool. So to have eyes for different holidays, because I know a lot of people that get the 12-foot skeleton, they leave them up year-round, and they dress them for each occasion. So it's actually kind of cool that they took that idea and ran with it by updating the eyes. Also, the light inside the chest is not going to be included. It's actually a separate kit that you could buy on Home Depot's website or in store come Halloween time. Okay, so now that we got the 12-foot skeleton out of the way, as you can see right here, he has a companion this year. Yes, he has a skeleton dog that goes along with him, and I actually have a stock picture of him as well as the 12-foot skeleton, with some more information on those two, so we will talk some more about those guys later. But let's get into some of the more interesting stuff here. So, as you can see, right about over here, you can see some brand new tombstones for this year. There's some brand new tombstones, and these look like really solid resin tombstones. I don't believe these are going to be foam. I think they're going to be more of like a blow mold material, which is good because that means they're more solid, more sturdy. You can use them year after year. And this is actually really good for people like me who have a cemetery display, because these things are going to last longer and longer. But you can see some of the stuff from last year will be returning, including the skull archway right here. And the grave digger, I feel like he is always like just a standard Home Depot prop, is always the grave digger. But up here in the house, I don't know if this is new or not, but they do have a gargoyle right here. On top of this building over here. I really like the gargoyle. It'd be really cool to get it for my cemetery. I can't buy everything, but I will pick and choose, and you guys will eventually end up seeing what I do purchase. Okay, right over here, this is another angle of the other side of the display at the managers meeting, and you can see we have a brand new archway right here. This is a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern archway. I think this thing looks absolutely amazing. This thing would be really great for an entry to a corn maze or a woods walk or any of the type. I think it's really freaking cool. I really like this thing. I don't really have a use for it though. I wouldn't buy it, but I can see where this could be used for a lot of things, even an entry to your doorway, or like just for a decoration for Halloween for your doorway or your pathway or whatever, you don't know, whatever you want to use it for. Right over here, you can see some of the blow molds are coming back. We have the blow mold dog right here, as well as this really interesting rabbit-looking thing right here. Maybe we can get a better picture of it in some of these other photos. I don't know. This is me and you's first time taking a deep dive into these photos, so I skimmed over them. I really didn't take too big of a deep dive into them because I wanted to kind of do it us together. So, right over here, this little standing figure right here, this girl, she's kind of hidden by this archway. But she is returning for this year in a different costume. She was there last year. I forget what her name was, but I think she's the one who ripped the teddy bear's head off. She will be getting a similar animatronic guy as well, which is right over here. Now, this guy is brand new this year, and I think they would look really good together as a pair. As you can see, they're both have like a scarecrow esque look to them. I think they would be a really good pair together, as well as you can see some of the more of these thicker blow mold tombstones that I really like as well. And right here, you can see the 12-foot tall, brand new for 2024, Floating Reaper. That's what I'm going to call him, at least, because I don't know, I think I got a better picture of him. We will talk about him more, but as you can see, he has a scythe here, and he's floating up on his scythe. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other pictures that I got. I think I got a better picture of him to look at. Yes, as you can see right here is the 12-foot tall Floating Reaper. This guy is absolutely amazing, and I think this guy, honestly, has the 12-foot tall Bone Collector from Lowe's beat for me this year. I actually think I like this guy better than the Bone Collector, and it's interesting how my opinions change and stuff like that when other stuff starts coming out, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, I do really like this guy, and I don't know what his price point's going to be. I think it discusses it. If I do have a stock photo, it probably will say something about it in there. But this guy looks absolutely amazing, and I really like the idea of him just floating in the air onto his site. I think that is really cool, and if I do have to get an oversized prop, it's probably going to be this and not the 12-foot tall Bone Collector. Sorry, guys. You could also see in the background here, right here and here, this is something I'm also really excited for that I also have some stock photos of, is this 10-foot tall haunted tree where you can change the color of the mouse and stuff. I think these are really cool. We've never really gotten a tree prop before, and when you can see the up-close pictures of these guys are actually pretty detailed, and I do really like them, and I think it would add a great vibe to like a cemetery or just like a woods walk or anything like that, you know? Just a really cool decoration to put on your front yard that would blend in really nicely. And you can see we're also getting another witch this year as well, which I'm not, you guys already know my opinion about witches. I'm really not a big fan. Right here is a very, very exciting prop right here that we are going to be getting. This is the miniature version of the 12-foot tall Inferno Pumpkin Skeleton. So last year we got the miniature version of the 12-foot skeleton, and this year we got the miniature version of the Inferno Pumpkin Skeleton, which I think is absolutely amazing. I think this guy is really cool. I like the miniatures because they're easier to store, and it's kind of like a memorabilia of what used to be, you know. But yeah, I really like him. If you take a look at some of these tombstones as well behind here, I was just realizing this now, I was looking at them, the pattern up close on them, you can see it kind of looks like foam. So I don't think these are going to be resin like I once said. I think these are going to be foam. I think they are just a thicker foam that is going to be more sturdy, which is better anyways. So yeah, and there's a closer picture of the haunted tree right there. Okay, so right here, you can see this is the 5-foot skeleton dog right here. This is the dog that I showed you was the companion for the 12-foot skeleton this year. You can see some of the about information right here. It says, this Halloween, a man's best friend gets a whole new meaning with the introduction of Skelly's loyal pal, the 5-foot skeleton dog. Spanning 7 feet in width, this haunted hound, features matching LCD life eyes with 8 settings, an opposable mouth, adding a new fully molded decor piece to your lineup. This thing is also going to have the eyes you could choose from, which I think is really cool. I think anything with LCD eyes should do that. I really like the LCD eye idea and how they blink and move like lifelike eyes rather than just glow. I really like them, and I think this is a great companion to the 12-foot skeleton. Now, do I think that they could have made him a little bit scarier? Yes. And obviously, some of the features on this thing aren't exactly what an actual skeleton dog would have. Like, the ears would not be there and stuff like that. But I think they could have done a slightly better job on this. But I think it is still pretty cool that they are continuing their oversized prop lineup of skeleton products. Yeah, I think this guy is a great addition to this year's lineup. Okay, so right here we have the brand new for this year 12-foot skeleton. This again has 8 new settings for the LCD eyes. I was already talking about this. It's just a better picture of him. You can see there's not really much else that has changed, just his eyes. And he's still going to be $300, which is amazing. So inflation is not affecting him at all. A lot of these prices are going up and up and up. but Home Depot wants to advertise that their 12-foot skeleton is at the unbeatable, consistent price of $299, which it has been since they released this thing in 2019, 2020, I want to say 2019, I think it was. Yeah. But this thing is absolutely amazing, and this is an absolute staple for Home Depot at this point. So even if they do say they're going to get rid of it again, I don't think they would ever get rid of this. But anyways, let's move on. Okay, so this is actually pretty cool and exciting. This is obviously one of the classic monsters. You guys may recognize him as Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster. Let me know in the comments what you actually call him. I've heard it called both, and there's very good arguments about both. But this about information says, drawing inspiration from the beloved classic version of the legendary monster, the all-new 7-foot Frankenstein is equipped with servo motors for lifelike movement in the arms and facial features. So he's going to have servos in his arms and his facial features, which, if you don't know what servos are, they are a lot better than what they used to use on animatronics. I still don't understand them. But from what I do know about them is that it gives it more lifelike movement, it has more movement possibilities. Instead of just moving side to side, up and down, it can kind of go all directions that it wants to. And it's going to have those in the arm and the head, which is really, really cool. And for the facial features as well. It is fully licensed from Universal. It features iconic lines from the Frankenstein movie to truly bring the monster to life. So this is a fully licensed prop. So I do think we can expect this one to be a little bit expensive since he is licensed, but it's also cool that he is a licensed Frankenstein prop, probably one of the only licensed Frankenstein props, so I do really like him. Right here is the brand new 7.5-foot animated LED Plague Doctor. Now this thing is really, really cool. I really like the staff that he has, although I do hope that he is actually going to be more sturdy than my wizard back here, because he also has a staff, but his staff snapped in half and broke. So, he might even be a reskin of him, just with a different hand mold and stuff. But yeah, basic idea is just, he's a plague doctor. It looks like his goggles are going to light up. He has a lantern and a staff with like a skeleton bird on top, like maybe a dead crow. I think this guy looks really cool. We'll have to see what he actually does, but let's read some of the about section here. It says, the 7.5-foot animated LED Plague Doctor pays a spine-chilling homage to the 16th and 17th centuries, featuring a beak-like mask, ominous cloak, lantern, and cape. Boasting 3 unique phrases, this animatronic is perfect for the history enthusiasts seeking an eerie addition to their Halloween display. Again, I think this guy looks pretty darn cool, and I can't wait to see what he does. Okay, right here, as you can see, this is the 10-foot haunted tree that they have. I really like the way he looks. I told you when you look up and close, it's really detailed. I really like the way he looks, and we've never really got a tree prop at all that looked this lifelike to put out in your yard and stuff. I think this thing's really cool, and I like how you can change the colors on it and stuff. This thing isn't going to have any motion that I know of, but we will see in the future. But I do really like him, and I like that you can change the colors, and I think his mouth looks really cool, and he looks just really creepy in general, like an old dead tree. And the about section for this one says, with its color-changing mouth and eyes, the 10-foot murderous maple transforms any Halloween scene into a haunted forest. This one-of-a-kind piece, complete with a memory function for your preferred hue, is sure to leave onlookers spellbound. Again, this thing looks absolutely amazing, and I like how they got like the leaf drapery around it and stuff, and the moss and stuff going up the trunk, and this thing just is absolutely wonderfully detailed, and he's 10 foot tall, which is really, really, really tall. Definitely would 100% think about picking this one up. Alright, right here we have the Knight Dullahan. This is a headless horseman type prop that we are going to be getting. As you can see, it stands on a skeleton horse, and he is holding his head up, and his eyes light up, his mouth lights up, his chest lights up, the chest of the horse lights up, and I believe that the horse's eyes are going to light up as well. This thing looks absolutely amazing, and I believe this thing is going to be an animatronic as well. So let's read the about section. This one says, The Knight Dullahan strikes fear into the hearts of those who dare to cross its path. Towering at 9 foot tall, the mesmerizing piece features this iconic rider atop his trusty steed, eerily headless, adding a spine-chilling touch to your Halloween celebrations. So, I don't think this thing's going to have animation. I think it's just going to light up and look pretty. But again, this thing looks really cool. And this is another oversized prop, 9 foot tall. As you can see, it's got that really wide base. But yeah, I think this guy looks really cool. And again, I would consider him. Alright, right here we have Captain Cuts, which is a brand new pirate animatronic for this year. I really never had an opinion about pirates. I don't think they're scary. But this would go good with some of the nautical stuff from those that we took a look at in my Lowe's League video. If you want to check that out, link will be popping up here anytime soon. But yeah, this guy looks really cool. I like how he has an amulet hanging down from his neck there. He's got a parrot, classic parrot. You know, pirates like parrots on his shoulder. He's got a hook hand and a sword. And I just think he looks like a pirate. He looks like any other pirate that I've ever seen. But let's read his about section here. It says, "Ahoy, mateys! Prepare to set sail on an eerie adventure with Captain Cuts, the centerpiece that will have neighbors hooked and leave them scurrying for more. Clad in tattered garments and wielding a sword and hook for a hand, this animatronic springs to life with 5 dynamic movements and 5 phrases to truly immerse you in the Halloween spirit." So he's going to have motion, he's going to talk, and he's going to have 5 dynamic movements. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but maybe it means that he's going to move differently for each phrase. Maybe this thing's going to be a lot more animated than I thought. I don't know, we'll have to see when this thing comes out, but I think this thing looks really cool. And if he moves, like I think he's going to move, I think this thing's going to be a lot cooler. So yeah, let's move on to our final animatronic leak for this video. This is his name right here. This guy is Jack of Spades. Now, if you guys don't remember, Home Depot released a skeleton maid and a skeleton bartender. I forget what their name was. But they released those in the prior years, and they're continuing on with their skeleton saloon characters. This guy is named Jack of Spades. He is a card player. He's holding a glass of possibly whiskey. He looks like a guy that would drink whiskey. And he's got a cigar in his hand, and I think he's going to talk and move around a little bit. I think he looks pretty cool. He looks pretty dapper, and he looks like a gangster in a way. Let's read his about section. Introducing Jack of Spades, a card-playing skeleton that can be positioned to sit or stand, ready to raise the dead man's hand, equipped with motion sensors and seasonal phrases. He deals a full house of fright. I really like this guy. As you can see, it says he's going to say seasonal phrases. So I'm assuming that you're going to be able to change his phrases to be Halloween, or just if you want him out as a regular decoration. That's what I'm assuming. I don't really think it means other holidays. I just think that you're going to be able to change it from Halloween mode to normal, just chit-chat mode, to keep in your restaurant, I guess, or your bar, or whatever. But yeah, so what I think is really cool about this one is that he can be positioned to sit or stand if you want him to. So I think that's really cool. We haven't really had an animatronic who could do that before, is putting them in a sitting position or a standing position. So I think that is really cool. And I think he looks really cool all in general. And I think the Home Depot lineup for this year looks absolutely stunning so far. And I can't wait to see some of the demo videos for some of this stuff for the 2024 season. So with that being said, I think that is going to about wrap it up for this one. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit those post notifications so you never miss a new video from me. And until next time, stay spooky.